Have you ever seen how some women, no matter their age, have a special kind of pull? They might not be the youngest or what most people would call the most beautiful, but there's just something about them, something that makes men always watch them, want to be near them, and try to get their attention all the time. This isn't just a coincidence, and it's not luck. It's because of certain ways they act, things they've learned to do over time that make them so attractive without even trying. Being truly attractive isn't just about how you look. The deepest appeal isn't in makeup or fancy clothes. It's in the feeling you give off, the way you carry yourself, and the confidence you show. I'm going to show you 6 ways of acting that can turn a woman into someone completely charming. If you start doing them, I promise you will see a change. You'll see how men start to see you differently, how they want to be around you more, and how, without even trying, you start getting attention in ways you never have before. And make sure you stay until the end, because the 6th way of acting is the strongest one of all. Most women have no idea about it, but once you start doing it, everything changes. What makes a woman truly charming? Many people think being attractive is all about being young and pretty, but that's not the whole story. An older woman can be even more interesting than a younger one, because she has something many young women are still learning to have: self-confidence. She doesn't doubt her own value. She doesn't always need others to tell her she's great, and she knows who she is. That kind of confidence is like a magnet. Her life experiences have taught her what she wants and what she doesn't, which makes her more careful in her choices and less needy. She has a feeling of class and mystery about her. She doesn't share everything about herself right away. She knows how to keep people interested and lets a little mystery work for her. And this is the key. Men are not just attracted to how a woman looks. What really pulls them in is the energy a woman gives off. Think about it for a second. Do some women, even if they're not the youngest or don't look perfect, get all the attention? It's because they give off something deeper, a strong presence, a way of moving and talking that is very attractive. When a woman learns to do this, men can't help but be drawn to her. Just being in the room creates interest. She doesn't need to ask for attention. Her energy gets it for her. And the best part is, this isn't about luck or how you were born. It's something that comes from specific ways of acting that any woman can learn. Now that you know about the power you can have, let's look at the first way of acting that will make men see you in a new way. And I promise, you will start to see the change today. Confidence is seen before makeup. Did you know that before anyone even notices your hair, your clothes, or your makeup, the very first thing they sense about you is your confidence? Nothing is more attractive than a woman who is sure of herself. It shows in how you walk, how you talk, and how you act. A confident woman doesn't look for approval from others. She naturally gives it off. She doesn't ask for permission to be noticed. She just is. Think about it for a second. Imagine you walk into a room and see 2 women. One is very pretty, but she is slumped over. She won't look anyone in the eye, and she seems uncomfortable with herself. The other woman may not look like a model, but she walks with purpose, with her head held high, and her eyes show that she is confident. Who do you think people will notice more? Confidence is like a magnet, and the best part is that you don't have to be born with it. You can build it up and make it work for you. Science even agrees. A study showed that people who have high self-confidence are seen as more attractive, even if they don't look like typical models. Why? Because confidence sends a clear message. I am valuable. I know what I want, and I don't need anyone else to tell me I'm okay. Men don't just see it, they feel it, and that energy pulls them in. How can you do this in your own life? Walk with your back straight and your head held high. How you hold yourself says everything. If you slump or look down, you look unsure of yourself. But when you move with purpose, you show strength and confidence. Speak in a calm way and don't rush your words. Confident women don't feel like they need to explain themselves or talk fast just to fill up the quiet. Their voice is steady, clear, and has a point. Don't be afraid to take up space. Whether you're in a meeting, walking down the street, or just talking to someone, let people notice you without asking for their permission. Remember this: the way you show yourself to the world decides how the world sees you. And now, let's look at the next way of acting, because this one will make you even more attractive. In a way that not many women understand. A woman who isn't needy is in control. Wanting someone grows when things are not so certain. Have you ever noticed that when you stop being available all the time, some men start trying to get your attention more? That's not just a coincidence. It's how people's minds work. To charming. Woman doesn't beg for attention. She's not pushy or needy for a man's approval. She knows that her worth doesn't depend on how fast someone texts her back. The most interesting women are not the ones who do the chasing. They are the ones who make others want to chase them. Why does this work? Because people value what they think they might lose. If a man feels like he has you for sure, that you will always be there for him no matter what, his interest will go down. Think about a time when a man started showing more interest right when you started to be less available. All of a sudden, he started texting you more, trying to see you, and noticing little things about you that he never saw before. Why? Because when something seems like a sure thing, it loses its excitement. But when there's a little bit of uncertainty, the feeling of wanting someone grows stronger. Men enjoy a challenge, a little bit of mystery, and the feeling that they have to work to get your attention. And this is the key. When a woman isn't needy with a man, she is the one in control. How can you do this in your everyday life? Don't always be available. If a man feels like he can have your attention whenever he wants, he will start to lose interest. Give him some space to want to see you, to wonder what you're doing, and to put some effort into you. Keep living your own life. Don't plan your whole day around whether or not he texted you. Do things that you enjoy, work on your own projects, and follow your own passions. Learn to enjoy your time alone and your hobbies. A woman who knows how to be by herself gives off a feeling of independence, and that energy is very attractive. Remember, not being needy doesn't mean being cold or mean. It just means that you value yourself enough not to beg for anyone's attention, and that, without a doubt, makes you very charming. In the next way of acting, you will find another basic key that the most attractive women use without even thinking about it. Having a style that shows your personal power is important. How you look does matter, but not in the way you might think. Many women believe that to be charming, they have to follow all the latest fashions, wear expensive clothes, or look a certain way. That couldn't be more wrong. What really makes you stand out is not what you wear, but how you wear it. A woman who has her own clear style shows confidence and personal power. She doesn't chase after trends that come and go. She chooses clothes that make her feel like her true self and feel powerful. Her presence makes an impression because how she looks is just a reflection of her inner energy. Think about how your style affects how attractive you seem. Think for a moment. When you walk into a room and see a woman moving with confidence, looking classy and put together with a style that is all her own, she immediately gets your attention. A real-life study showed that people see someone as more attractive, not because of how they look, but because of how they show themselves to the world through the confidence they give off. A woman with her own style can stand out even more than someone who has perfect features but doesn't feel sure of herself. And it's not about trying to look like someone else. It's about showing off what makes you special. How can you create a style that people will remember? Choose clothes that show off your best features. Not every style looks good on everyone. Find out which cuts, fabrics, and styles look good on your body and bring out the real you. For example, if you have curves, dresses that are tight at the waist can show them off nicely. If you are tall and thin, clothes that flow can balance your shape. Colors are also very important. Each color has its own feeling and can help you show different parts of your personality. Red shows passion and power and is great for times when you want to be the center of attention. Black shows mystery and class and is always a good choice. White shows purity and calm, giving off a feeling of peace and trust. Navy blue shows intelligence and strength and is perfect for showing leadership. Earthy colors show warmth and make you seem friendly, creating a sense of trust. Your hairstyle and makeup should also bring out the real you. You don't need a lot of makeup or a fancy hairstyle to be attractive. The key is to show off your natural beauty. A few tips: red lipstick can give you an instant touch of sexiness. Healthy, glowing skin looks better than heavy layers of makeup. A good haircut that fits your face can make a big difference. A special perfume can make you unforgettable. The sense of smell is very connected to memory and feelings. Having your own special scent can make sure people remember you even when you're not there. A tip for this is to find a scent that feels like you. It can be flowery, woody, sweet, or fresh, but it should make you feel strong every time you wear it. Remember, it's not about being beautiful. It's about having a strong presence. A woman who has mastered her own style feels powerful, and that energy makes her very charming. In the next way of acting, you will learn another key secret that the most attractive women use without even trying. Having a feminine energy that pulls people in is the fourth way of acting. Feminine energy is a key part of being attractive. But before we get it wrong, let's be clear about one thing. Feminine energy has nothing to do with being weak, giving in, or being needy. It is the exact opposite. It is the power to have an effect on people without being pushy, to receive things without demanding them, and to attract people without chasing them. It is the confidence that what you want will come to you without you having to force it. It is the power to inspire people without losing who you are. It is the magic of making men want to come closer to you without you ever having to ask them. Many women have made the mistake of thinking that to be attractive, they have to act like a man, taking charge of everything and being the one to chase after men. This is a mistake. When you take the lead too much, the other person doesn't get to feel the desire to win you over. When you force your presence on someone, you don't leave any room for them to be curious or to feel any mystery. When you weigh yourself down with control, you kill your natural attractive power. On the other hand, when you learn to balance your feminine energy, you create a presence that is classy, appealing, and very charming. There are women who, no matter their age, can get a man's attention just by walking into a room. They don't need to wear sexy clothes, they're not obsessed with being perfect. And they don't try to compete with other women. A study showed that men find women who have a relaxed, calm way of talking and an open body language more attractive. Why? Because they give off confidence and an easy femininity. And this is the key difference between trying to force someone to be attracted to you and just letting it happen naturally. How can you use your feminine energy to your advantage? First, let him take the lead sometimes. Women who are always planning everything don't give a man a chance to try and win them over. This doesn't mean you should just sit back and do nothing. It means you should let him feel the desire to make an effort for you. For example, if he asks you to go out, instead of taking control and planning everything, ask him with curiosity, "What do you have in mind?" Let him lead. If he is really interested, he will want to impress you. Second, learn to enjoy the moment. Many women ruin their connections with men by worrying too much about the future. Will he text me tomorrow? Does he want a serious relationship? What if he doesn't call? This worry pushes men away because they feel the pressure to always be proving something. Instead, an attractive woman enjoys the moment without any expectations or pressure. If he wants to see her, that's great. If he doesn't, that's okay. 2. Her energy doesn't depend on anyone else. Third, use a softer, slower way of talking. The sound of your voice and the way you speak are powerful tools. Speak more slowly and with a purpose. Let there be pauses in your conversation to create a little mystery and to make him wait for what you'll say next. Avoid harsh or angry tones. For example, in a conversation, instead of answering too quickly or explaining too much, leave a little room for silence. Pauses create interest and get his attention. True attraction isn't in what you say, but in how you say it. In the end, feminine energy is an art, not a plan. When you learn to relax, to receive instead of chase, and to give, often attractive presence without forcing it, men will naturally feel the desire to come to you. And the best part is, once you've learned this, you are the one who gets to decide who is worth your energy and who is not. The next way of acting will take your attractive power to a whole new level. Learning to be great at conversation is the 5th way of acting. A charming woman knows that talking is about more than just words. It's not about talking all the time or trying to impress someone no matter what. It's about making a connection that creates curiosity, interest, and attraction. How does she do this? By talking less but saying more. By using the power of silence to make the connection stronger. By creating a feeling of mystery and depth in every conversation. Many women make the mistake of trying to fill up quiet moments with words that don't mean much, talking way too much about themselves, or trying to get a man's attention with long, complicated stories. But that's not how attraction works. Studies have shown that a big part of attraction comes from how you communicate without words. In other words, how you say something is much more important than what you say. The most attractive women are not the ones who talk the most, but the ones who know how to create a feeling of tension, interest, and curiosity in a conversation. How can you do this? Here are some keys to talking like a charming woman. First, use eye contact on purpose. A look can say more than 1,000 words. Don't look away from his eyes. Hold a deep, steady look for a few seconds before you look away. Play with how strong your look is. Look at him, give a small smile, and then slowly look away. This small move can create an immediate feeling of attraction. Second, don't tell him everything about yourself right away. Little mystery is a key part of attraction. Many women feel the need to tell their whole life story in one talk. That's a mistake. Instead, give short answers and let him want to know more about you. Use phrases that make him curious, like, "That's an interesting story, but I'll tell you about it another day." Don't be afraid to keep some details for later. What you don't say can be just as powerful as what you do say. Third, learn to ask interesting questions. The best talks are not about you. They're about the other person. Instead of giving short answers or long speeches about your life, ask questions that make him think, such as, if you could live in any time in history, which one would you choose? Or what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Or if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Interesting questions make the other person more involved in the talk and create a deeper connection with you. Fourth, play with the sound of your voice and the pauses you take. The sound of your voice can turn a normal sentence into something attractive or boring. Speak slowly, without rushing. Use a tone that is soft but also firm. Take small pauses before you answer to make him wait for what you'll say. For example, instead of just saying, "That's interesting," say, interesting," with a small pause before you continue. The rhythm and sound of your voice can make even the simplest sentences very charming. In the end, a woman who is great at conversation doesn't try to impress. She tries to connect. She uses eye contact, plays with silence, asks questions that Make people interested and keeps a feeling of mystery in every talk. Remember, it's not about talking a lot. It's about talking with a purpose. The next way of acting will make you even more attractive. Being independent is the most attractive thing of all. A woman who has her own life is like a magnet. She is mysterious and hard to forget. The biggest mistake many women make is building their whole life around a relationship. But true attraction happens when you are a whole person on your own, when you have a life that makes you excited and a goal that pushes you. Why? Because a man doesn't want to be the center of your world. He wants to be a part of a world that is already interesting on its own. Independent women are charming. They don't look for a man to make them feel complete. They don't live their lives waiting for text messages or for someone to tell them they are great. They have their own goals, their own hobbies, and an exciting life, with or without a partner. The most attractive women are not the ones who try the hardest to please other people. They are the ones whose lives are so interesting that other people want to be a part of them. Men love independent women because their energy shows confidence, happiness, and security. How can you do this in your life? First, have a goal that is bigger than just being in a relationship. Your life cannot be all about another person. Find something you are passionate about, like a project, a business, or a personal goal. Decide what you want to do in your life and work to make it happen. Do not put your happiness in someone else's hands. When you have a purpose, your energy changes. You give off confidence and excitement. Second, be around people who lift you up. The people you spend the most time with have a big effect on how you feel and how you see yourself. Stay away from bad friendships that only bring drama and negative feelings. Be around inspiring women who help you to grow. Build a group of friends that lifts you up, not one that holds you back. When you are around people with good energy, your own confidence and attractiveness will naturally go up. Third, keep growing and learning all the time. A woman who is always changing and growing is truly charming. Learn something new every day. Read books, travel, take classes, and explore different parts of life. Never stop putting effort into yourself. Growing as a person makes you more attractive because it turns you into a more interesting and sure of yourself person. In the end, your life is your most attractive quality. You don't need a man to save you. You don't wait for someone to make you feel complete. And you don't live your life all about a relationship. You are a whole person on your own, and that is the most attractive energy you can give off. True attraction has nothing to do with age. It's all about the energy you show. If you've gotten this far, you now know that the most powerful kind of beauty is not in how you look, but in the confidence, independence, and energy you give off. Men don't remember the woman who looked the most perfect. They remember the one who made them feel something special, the one who stood out from everyone else, the one who gave off a special feeling that was all her own. If you start doing these 6 things in your life, you will see something amazing happen. Men will look at you in a different way. You will feel more sure of yourself, and you will give off an attractive energy that will bring you more chances, not just in love, but in every part of your life. Because being attractive is not about luck, it's about how you act. Now, I would love to know what you think. Which of these ways of acting do you feel like you already do well? Which one do you need to work on the most? Share your answer in the comments. I really enjoy reading them.